gone, maybe everything else below also affected. That's why you gotta get it right.
Oh,
Is there any questions?
Can you go through 4CI?
Okay, let me confirm first. For CI is, let me confirm, where is it? Sorry, I pressed the wrong one. Sorry, just wait. For CI. There you go. Okay. For CI is the sine graph, correct? The wave traveling on the road.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, oh, okay. Okay, so did you draw the, okay, because you didn't draw the next wave, right? So I'm a bit uncertain, but you did say moving up, correctly? Okay, so let me confirm that you know why it starts as moving up.
Yeah.
Okay. Eben, do you know solubility, barium sulfate? No, yes or no?
no, I don't know what
Okay,
that is.
write down. You need to memorize solubility table. Just write down here first. Write down here, right? Memorize solubility table. Write down somewhere lah, somewhere. Are you okay? It's okay for you to write it down here. Does your teacher check?
I think it's for our own learning at this
Yeah.
point.
Okay. So then write down. Then write down. Right. Remember solubility table, and then barium sulfate is solid. Please write down both.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Write down. Yeah. Write down. Memorize solubility table. You have to tell yourself. Memorize solubility table. Thank you. Then barium sulfate is solid.
Barium sulfate. Solid. Okay.
Which is what you're doing right now. Barium sulfate is solid. You need to put it as solid.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Now, Kirsten. One complete cycle, you say move up, then move down. Do you realize that is probably only half cycle? If you don't understand, please tell me.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just make it very clear, okay? The reason why this is half is because you never reach the bottom. You go up, go down, that means you touch the peak. But one wave should always have a peak and a bottom. They call it a trough. So that's why your movement should be goes up to the amplitude, if you like. Okay, then goes down to negative amplitude or to the trough or to the bottom, either one, and then moves back to the original position. That is the minimum for 2 marks already. Right? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, remember peak trough or peak valley or peak bottom. Make sure your movement always touch those 2 points.
Do you need to
Okay,
say
and then go
reach
back
the
to the
peak?
original. How do you label the peak lah? Actually, you should just say peak or maximum point is fine. So I will say A goes up or moves up until the maximum point or the highest point. That's fine. And or the highest amplitude, and then goes down until the lowest point, lowest minimum point, the lowest amplitude. That's fine. Go up back to original position. Make sense?
Then do you need to write like time?
Starting from time equals to 0. I will say from time 0 to time quarter lah, quarter period, right? Moves up. And then half period up to down, and then quarter period back to original. Make sense? That's why they ask you to find the period. Okay, I'm gonna write down in the Jamboard. Okay, so that you are certain you get the 2 marks, right? Are you okay, Evan?
Okay. Yeah.
If I want to be very certain I get the 2 marks, I will write completely like this. Make sense?
Okay.
Evan, is the question making any sense? Yeah. You suddenly see some sort of physics here, right? A bit weird.
Mhm.
That is probably intentional from the question. Do you know that 2 questions will intentionally introduce you out of syllabus elements? Do you know that?
Out of syllables.
Yes. One more time.
Oh.
Intentionally, 2 questions from paper 2, this paper lah, will take elements outside the syllabus and gives you enough information and asks you to understand and then answer lah, the intentionally. So in this case, I will say your ammeter and your graphite electrode seems totally new to you because you never studied, correct?
Yeah.
This is intentional. Conductivity also never really studied properly, and that is intentional. It is not your fault that you don't understand. Hey, I never heard conductivity. What's going on here? Yeah, that's intentional. Do you know that questions will do that, Evan? 2
Oh,
questions will
I
do that.
didn't.
Okay, then let me tell you the principles that the question maker obeys. They intentionally do that. What is their responsibility? Their responsibility is to give you enough information of this new thing. It's not that they will give you something new and expect you to immediately understand. Meaning, they are not testing your knowledge, they are testing your reading ability. Hey, see, I give you something new, I give you all the information you need. Do you understand what I'm saying, Evan?
Yeah. Okay.
Treat this
So,
as a reading comprehension from English. The article is new, you're supposed to read something new and understand. You're asking?
so it's still doable, obviously.
It should be doable based on the information they give you as long as you know how to read and understand. And of course, you must combine with your existing knowledge. It's always like that one. It's never totally new. Okay. The last thing is the answer must be either from your syllabus or from the information they give you, or most likely a combination. The answer cannot be simply something totally new. Cannot one. That's also the rule they have to obey. Understand?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is doable. It is just challenging. Keston, do you have a next question?
Can you go through 5CI?
Just a minute, yeah. Eben, yeah, you read again. Okay, so not refracted. So one more time, you know why, right? You should, oh, no, 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 no. The answer is totally wrong. But do you know that you're wrong?
Yeah.
The answer has something to do with normal. That's the easiest way to just answer it. Hey, it is, it's 90 degrees straight to the surface, right? It is not bent, it's not entering at an angle. It goes straight. Then you say the both rays are at normal to the surface. Rays at normal to surface is never reflected. It just goes straight. Do you understand the physics, Keston?
So it just goes straight into the normal.
Correct. Straight to straight. It's not go straight into normal. It is already the normal.
Okay.
Correct or not? Right. And the phrasing is just like, oh, rays at normal does not reflect. It just walk straight. Okay. It's quite a common thing to test, not the explanation, but the drawing. So just be careful. Okay. I will consider this a simple question that you should get the marks. Evan, what is your question?
No question. They're still looking at it.
Good. Good. Continue reading. Continue reading first.
Hmm.
Keston, what is your question?
Can you go through the chemistry paper?
No problem. Now, how many marks for physics paper 3? Third paper. How many mistakes? Sorry.
I think 20.
Minus 20. According to the difficulty lah, it feels definitely first paper easier, second medium, third one. Now, the third one is not acceptable. You should expect the questions to be like the third one. And you still need to score 65. Okay, guys, that is your goal minimum, something like third. If it is easier, then your goal also increased by 5 marks. So putting it another way, let's say that your goal is you still need to improve by 5 marks. This should have been 70 and this should have been 65. Look at page 1, Esther. Okay, do you understand? This is your standard difficulty of which you need to get 65, not 6. You're close lah, but you're not A1.
Okay.
Okay, Keston, yeah. So your homework next week is just 1 physics because I'm going to ask you to do 3 chemistry. Okay, chemistry will be more challenging than this one. Okay, 1 physics paper, but aim for 65 of 80 depending on the standard. Can Keston, we close physics?
Yeah,
Now, which chemistry first? First one or second one? We don't have much time.
the second one.
Okay, which is the last one? Am I correct? Just to
Yeah.
confirm. Okay. Be done with that. Eben, are you okay so far?
Yeah, I just have to see because the graph and the question are on
Okay,
opposite ends.
different. Correct. And the way you fold your paper is good. Even then, sometimes it's not enough. It's a very annoying question, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
Yes, Eben?
When they say they want me to describe the graph,
Yeah.
how do they want me to describe it? Like
The
go down, go
description
up?
for 1 mark, quite simple. Yeah. From this point to that point, you have to say like it goes down linearly. From that point to that point, it goes up linearly. I guess that's the first mark. The explanation is probably the big part. Make sense?
Okay.
Okay, give it a try. Yeah, I'm seeing how you practice your English. Okay, Keston, you tell me which one you want to discuss. Cannot be everything. Gotta prioritize.
Question 5.
Question 5.
Yeah.
Good. I guess the rest are fine. I guess the rest are fine. Good. Okay, what's the problem with question 5? What's the problem? Tell me, Keston. Tell me.
I, D, and E.
D and E. Your D is probably fine, Your D is probably 2 marks like that. But you cannot say, I mean, maybe you want to say discharges Cl minus SCl2 just to be complete. Make sense?
Yeah.
You want to say discharge H plus as H2, OH minus as, O2, and Cl minus SCl2 just to be safe. Okay? Would this be okay, Gaston?
Yeah. What
Then
about
part
the
E, I don't think you are wrong. You are totally fine. It's not a difficult question. It's a very fair wording and concept. Your spelling of interfere is wrong, but this is a physics question. I don't care. You're supposed to have interfere lah, right? But,
oh
but whatever. It's not English paper. It doesn't matter. I don't think you'll be penalized. I don't think so. It feels fine to me, right? If you are confident, next question, please. So Evan, you decided that to explain immediately. Yeah? You are not describing, but you are explaining. Oh no. I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I want to see your English. It feels weird to me, but this is how you think, man. I want to see your English. Continue.
Yeah, I did not to describe him.
So let's see. Because in chemistry, you have a lot of this kind of thing. Okay. Yes, Keston. Next.
question
Hey,
8.
sorry. Keston, tell you first. The blast furnace one, in detail is not part of O level. Do you know? Like A6 in detail
Yes,
is not
yes.
part. Okay. Yeah, but your teacher will probably teach them anyway, right? Okay. So anyway, good for you. Sorry, next question.
Question 8.
Question 8 is which one? Question 8. Car engine, yeah? Okay, good. What's your problem?
A and
Okay,
C.
I'm gonna so just me, Keston. So sorry. Okay, let me help Evan first. Evan, I'm gonna give you the general guideline. Okay, this will take you too long, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna summarize immediately like this. At point P means you must specify the volume of sodium hydroxide. Okay, hydroxide. From 0 to something, the conductivity goes down. From something to 10, the conductivity goes up. Please at least start with these two sentences. If not, it'll take too long. Do you understand?
Best work
Yeah.
for marks. Okay.
Oh, no. That's only the first mark. If you do it like this, you run out of space before you even explain. You haven't even gotten the 1 mark.
Okay.
Do you understand? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, don't erase this, just do it on a different paper. I'm asking
Okay.
you be succinct with your first mark. Okay, let me see that. Okay, you learned that from me. Okay, now Keston, this is obviously something to test you, like something new, right? So how am I going to answer this? Just understand that this is unlikely to happen in O level, okay? This is supposed to be rather new, right? Even though CO and NO is definitely part of syllabus. Okay. Now, he tells you a lot of things, Keston. He tells you that if it is a lean, I have more air, right? I have more oxygen. I have more oxygen and nitrogen gas. Make sense? More air, man.
Yeah.
I have less carbon because less fuel, man. Right? So the carbon monoxide will decrease, the nitrogen monoxide will increase. Because reason, more air, more oxygen, more nitrogen. Hey, less fuel, less carbon. Make sense? The way you answer, probably, the way you answer the starting is confusing to the examiner. You say it will decrease. Who is decrease? You should say CO will decrease because less fuel, less complete combustion. Nitrogen monoxide will increase. Why? More air, more oxygen, and nitrogen to react. You never mentioned the nitrogen gas. So I'm not sure you're getting the 3 marks. It's a bit confusing, and maybe you'll get 2 or maybe you'll get 1. I don't know. It's not hard to get 3 though. You're saying?
Did you need to talk about the higher temperature to form NO?
The question is, so there's a lower running temperature, right?
Yeah.
At least they tell you, like, hey, lean means lower running temperature. Oh, the temperature goes down by, right? Sorry, can I see the graph? I don't know what the graph is. No, I'm sorry, I can see the graph. Wait, is there any graph? Oh,
No.
okay. Wait, what? There is no graph. Now, if there is no graph, I will hesitate to mention it. Would that be okay? I will hesitate.
Okay.
If I'm certain I can get the 3 marks, I'll probably hesitate. Because I don't know the formation of CO and NO, how is it affected? Your next question is?
Part E. Let me see.
Part E or part C? Sorry.
C.
Part C. C1. Okay, now you have a graph, right? Okay, I'm gonna stop Evan. Just Evan, you are not going to the point. Okay. Okay. If you already say point P to point Q, saying 0 and 4 is a repeat. I wish you would just say from 0 centimeter cube to 4 centimeter cube, the conductivity decreases. Then
Okay.
from 4 centimeter cube to 10 centimeter cube. So you go a bit faster. A bit faster.
Okay.
Does that bother you if I ask you to, shorten the sentence a bit?
No, it's not bothering.
Okay, then give it a try. Because I think you will need it.
Should I cancel the redundant information?
At least start from the point Q to point R, you cancel that. Just say from the volume, because that's what they're looking for.
Okay.
Now Aston, yeah. Okay, now Aston, they give you a reaction that tells you they don't give you a reaction. Oh no, they do. So in part B, you know that the mole ratio needs to be the same, correct or not? In part B lah, 2CO, 2NO, correct?
Yeah.
So when you increase amount of air, there'll be a point where CO and NO is the same, right? Because CO starts to decrease, NO starts to decrease. There'll be a point where the removal is maximum because the amount of CO and NO is just the same. The molar ratio of the CO and NO is just the same, correct? But before this point, less optimal. After that point, less optimal. That's how you get all the 3 marks. Before the optimal point, 1 mark. Optimal point, 1 mark. After optimal point, 1 mark. So far, so good. That's probably how you get it. Okay. Now, your answer is probably only getting you 1 mark lah. Probably. 1 mark or 2 marks? Let me see. No. Okay. Because I think your answer actually probably didn't score any marks. Probably not. I guess that's okay, Evan. Okay, I think you have a habit of changing the question. Okay, changing the sentence. This one is fine though. This one is fine. Can you explain, Evan? Okay, let me see your explaining sentence. Let's say that this is okay for the first one. Okay, quite succinct. Okay, then the hard part, the 3 marks, the juicy part. Okay, Keston, I believe you don't get any marks because you don't introduce the concept. I need the same amount of CO and NO, the same molar of CO and NO. That is removal. You have to combine that with production. I think you're referring to production. I'm not sure what you're referring to. But since you never mentioned CO and NO requires the same mole, and therefore there's a point where both are produced the same and therefore remove, you are not on the right track already. Am I making any sense?
Yeah.
I prefer that you talk about that point and then before that point and after that point. I think that's the easier way of doing it. Yeah, I feel that maybe your answer not there. But to be fair, this is one of the hardest part of the question. Okay, you learn for experience only. Don't think too much of the exact concept, but think about the truth behind it, like the way I deal about the Mohr ratio, the way I understand the question. That is the skill that you want to bring in. Okay, easier said than done, but it's obvious that this topic will not repeat itself like this in the exam. So you have to take the skill if you want. Sorry, a bit abstract. Anything else to explain?
Oh,
Okay, we still need a mark, especially the chemistry, because that is what you need to worry about. How many marks are missing from this question? Okay, Evan, now you tell me, because we are running out of time. Why is the conductivity decreasing?
Because the what's it called? Barium sulfate, I'm guessing, does not conduct electricity. Right?
True, because it has no ion. Correct. Yeah, because it's not ionic. Correct. It's not. It doesn't split. So how come it decreases then increase again?
Oh yeah, this part.
Yeah, the decreasing part I think makes a lot of sense. Okay, but the increasing,
Hmm. Is it like neutralize it? Maybe. I thought
okay.
I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm going to explain this question because hear me out. The conductivity itself will not happen again in your exam. Very unlikely. Why? Because they want to introduce something else, something new. That's the point of the conductivity topic. But the reasoning behind will happen again. That is what I'm interested in. So your reasoning that barium sulfate does not conduct is excellent. For PQ, at least get 2 marks, 1 plus 1. The Q to R, the neutralization point, I'm guessing, is Q. That is where no more barium sulfate is produced. Meaning, I am guessing that is the sulfuric acid gone. The sulfuric acid is gone. The sulfuric acid is gone at point Q.
Oh, okay.
Because you
Gone,
keep adding barium hydroxide, excess limiting.
so it's
Remember,
total.
you start with total neutralization at Q.
Yeah.
Hey, so the ion is very low. It makes sense, right? Total neutralization. So why does it go up after that? Because you keep adding barium hydroxide without any sulfuric acid anymore. So the barium hydroxide doesn't become barium sulfate. Barium hydroxide just ionizes. The more you add.
Which conducts. Okay.
Electricity. So
Yeah.
the Q to R is the effect of adding more barium hydroxide, but no more sulfuric acid to neutralize, so to speak. If that makes any sense, right?
Yeah,
That reasoning definitely happen in your exam. The question of conductivity will not. So you take what will happen. If you feel that your sentencing is not so good, please practice right now. Okay, Kester, do you have the marks or are you counting?
it's like 23, I think.
You minus 23, am I correct? Minus
Yeah.
23?
Yeah.
Ooh, not bad. Okay, for chemistry, not bad. For physics, you should have a higher standard. This is second chemistry, minus 23, meaning you are at 57 for 80. This is definitely B3 lah. I told you before, right? Without much effort, you will get B3. I mean, that's your current standard. As proven, physics is slightly higher. Your standard currently is A2. You're just on your way to A1. Chemistry, your current standard is B3 quite comfortably, right? But you need to reach your 65 lah. This is a medium, a reasonably standard paper. So this is what you're aiming for. I'm repeating myself, Keston. Are you happy with your physics or not right now?
Not really. But sure. But can
Get 5 more marks lah,
Yeah.
to make you happy, right? Are you happy with your chemistry right now?
No.
It's good, you know. Are you sure you're not happy? It's good. It's
No.
good enough, right? Then get 8 more marks lah. 8 more marks. 5 marks and 8 marks. The mistake become important already. Whatever you can get, 1 mark here, 1 mark there, now matters. Okay. Okay. Your next homework is 3 chemistry, 1 physics. Okay. Oh, sorry. One more time, Gaston. One more thing, Gaston. Can I confirm you don't have a time problem?
Time's not.
Is this you don't have a time problem, like you'll be able to do whatever you want to do lah. It's a matter of mistakes instead of lacking of time. Is that correct or not?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Just be careful with chemistry because you have to write more, right? You have to write more and then read more and then think more also. Right? So 3 chemistry, 1 physics by next Monday lah. Right? Now, before we go our ways, Keston, compared to other subject, A math lah, E math lah, English lah, right now is chemistry the worst or is there something worse than chemistry?
Chemistry.
Everything else is comfortably A2 or A1. Are you sure about this?
English is B4.
Is there anything to be done with English?
Read more.
You mean do I don't know how to suggest your English. And so you should be quite worried about your L1 R5, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because of your English. Oh, I see why. I understand. Then it's not wrong to assign you homework chemistry 3 paper, yeah? Not wrong, yeah? Skip the MCQ, okay? You don't have much time.
Okay.
Okay. You want to do 4 also can. Okay. I will prioritize chemistry way more than physics right now. But physics, you have to do at least 1. So 1, 3 or 1, 4, that's up to you. When must you stop studying chemistry? I think in at least 2.5 more weeks left. So you don't have much time. Okay? 2.5 more. Okay, Keston, I'm very happy that you do the easy one. I hope you will improve steadily. Okay? Right. Any other question, Keston?
Is there class on Sunday?
You can request more class on Sunday if you want. I was hoping that you will attend class on Sunday, but I am happier that you do the practice. Attending the class right now is not what you need. You don't need more classes. You need more practice because silly mistakes. Silly mistakes, sometimes you can just study yourself. Hard questions, of course, you have to ask me. But do you notice the hard question is not as many as the silly question? Correct or not, Heston? Do you realize that? Anyway, you can also do some of the hard question. So your days of focusing only on the hard question is past. You must also focus on your silly mistake. You can attend more class on Sunday, but if you don't do more practice, it will be useless. Because class in general are more suitable for hard questions. But you're already finished with your prelim. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can attend more class, okay? I'm not rejecting you, but I want you to do more practice. I hope that makes sense, yeah? Right.
Yeah.
Good job, Keston. Please practice more. 1, 3 or 1, 4, all right? I'll see you. Bye-bye. Okay, Eben, you stay here, yeah? No, Eben, you stay here.
Okay.
Excessively. Oh, okay. Like, yeah. Blah, blah. Okay, this probably wouldn't come as a surprise, Eben. Your English is not very elegant, I guess. I
Okay.
guess. But you know that. You know that. Now, hear me out for a while. Hear me out. Hear me out for a while. Okay. This is the first time somebody tells you there will be two long questions at the end. Question 9 and question 10. Correct? Now,
Okay.
I guarantee you one thing. Question 9 in your real exam later will be the longest question because they always want to introduce one question with a lot of reading one. Maybe a lot of table or a lot of explanation, a lot of new reaction. They like that a lot. So first thing first, question 9 will be long and therefore will be new. Because why would they explain to you something long without adding something new? You understand?
Okay.
That makes it the hardest question to read and to understand. And with that kind of setting, would they ask you easy questions? No, right? They will ask you maybe medium or rather challenging question. So it will alternate between easy and challenging question. Make sense so far? That's your expectation in question. Okay. This will happen not because of your school. This happened because O level is exactly like that. Clear, yeah? So one more time, Question 9 will be long, new, and the answering will be also quite challenging. Question 10 is likely to be shorter, not necessarily easier, but at least easier to handle. Am I clear for now?
Yes.
Now, I'll tell you a story about your senior, my student. Okay. Now, he also does physics and chemistry with me. Hey, same like you, right? Okay. He's your senior because he's going to take O level this year, so Sec 4. Okay. I asked him, long story short, physics, chemistry, physics, chemistry, physics, chemistry. Hey, Joshua, his name is Joshua. What's your goal for physics? A1, he likes physics. Does that mean that you want to continue physics in JC? He said, yes. Okay, so A1 is a very good preparation for your chemistry, for your physics in JC. And plus, his A math is not bad. So those two are very good combination. A math and physics going to JC. So far, so good. You're with me, yeah?
Yeah.
He has been hating chemistry. Okay, he has been hating chemistry, even though he takes both. That's normal, right? People who hate bio or don't choose bio will tend to like physics more than chemistry. That's just natural. And people who like physics more tend to like math more. Just normal. Okay. Now he likes chemistry. Long story short, what's your goal for chemistry? Is it A1? Because it will require a lot of sacrifice for the other, and he's not willing to do that. This is O level, okay? L1, R5. If you're not willing, then I suggest you B3 lah. Why? Because it is possible your senior still want to take the shorter chemistry in JC. There's the longer one, there's a shorter one. Okay. It is possible. For that reason, B3 chem is more than enough. It's not very disappointing, but you don't have to put a lot of effort. Blah, blah, blah. Long story short, he agrees. Now, here comes the point of the story. Now, you're not at that point, Evan. That will be your next year's decision. Okay? You don't have to decide. I'm just telling you what he does with that decision. Okay? I'm telling him, hey, Joshua, if you're aiming for B3, you can skip one full question in chemistry. It will actually benefit you more because you don't have to spend time reading and then also deal with the hardest question. If you're aiming for B3, skip the hardest one. The hardest one is question 9. He hates question 9. He has been practicing for question 9. No matter what, he cannot bring himself to like it. It's the most varied question anyway. It is true lah. It will always be new. It will always be long. It will always be kind of difficult to handle. So when I tell him, hey, time for you to skip question 9, immediately go to question 10 and 11. In the O level, there will be question 10 and 11. Okay, 10 and 11 is easier to handle than question 9 for him.
Oh,
I asked him, hey, how does it feel when you change your practice, right? There isn't much time, right? And now you change your practice. You don't do question 9, you just skip it. How does it feel? He said, hey, it feels wrongly. Why? Because he's the type of student who does not want to give up one. He wants to chiong. If he cannot do it, he double down. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah.
This is my weak point. So I shouldn't abandon it. I should do it, do it, do it. Okay? That's how it is. So it feels wrong to him to skip that hardest question. But, well, guess what? He has much more time to deal with other questions, which is good, which is very good for O level. End of story. Do you understand what I'm saying right now?
Yeah,
That's his
it
situation.
depends on what
Okay.
I'm aiming at.
Right now for end of year, you're just aiming for improved mark. Now, let me tell you the difference between him and you. Okay, I'll be clear. The difference is, it's not that you like physics and not so much on chem. That's probably similar to him. Am I correct?
I guess so. Yeah.
All right. The difference is you have to take your time. Technically, you are slower. That's a double problem for chemistry. Chemistry, you have to write more. Oh, by the way, he also hates the English question. He also hates the composing question. He really hates it. He really cannot bring himself to compose well. I keep trying to teach him. He improves, but a bit more slowly. But naturally, he is a fast person. Now generally, most people have composing problem in Sec 3 anyway. It's not because you hate it or not. So you have that problem. Chemistry is more English heavy than physics. So you have more time problem. And you also have to take things slow. I disagree you rushing. Anyway, nobody can rush you, right, Eben? You have your own tempo, correct or not?
Yeah.
Even me trying to shorten your sentence, you keep rejecting the effort. Do you understand? You keep rejecting my effort of, hey, you gotta shorten the sentence, gotta shorten the sentence. But that is what I understand of you. You cannot take it fast. You have to grow at your own pace. I'm correct, yeah, Eben, yeah? I understand you correctly, yeah?
I thought I already canceled it. Yeah, I'm not sure. I correction tape something.
It's still
Okay.
it's still here and there. Now, I'll tell you the moral of the story. The moral of the story is you'll take your time to do question 1 to 8. Correct or not? When you reach question 9, very likely you'll only have 15 or 10 minutes left. Can you imagine that for a while? Only 15 or 10 minutes left.
Oh, okay.
This is fair. This is a good prediction. This is probably what will happen. Am I fair?
Yeah.
Skip question 9, go to question 10. That's my advice. Simple. For now. Don't even bother reading it because it will set up a chain of I have to read properly, quite long, and then have to answer properly, quite long. Once you do that, the 10 minutes is done already. Whereas if you skip to question 10 for now, you can get at least 3 or 4 marks from it because it's just faster to get going. Am I making any sense right now?
Yeah. Okay.
Don't do question 9. I strongly advise in your exam, just skip to question 10. Put it another way, skip the longest question, right? You should spend your time better taking it easy on other question. You should do that. Okay. With this, I would like to stop your practice of question 9 because that's my intention from the start. My intention is show you the 2 longest question and the fact that question 9 is actually harder to manage than question 10. This is very common even in O-level. They are modeling it according to O-level. So please skip that longest question. Okay. Just to get more marks from the last question. I will also strongly suggest, because you're aiming to improve, right? We should focus from now on just from question 1 to 8. And then if you have time, question 10. 1 to 8, question 10. 1 to 8, question 10. You will feel, I believe you will feel much better. Please don't be offended by me suggesting you should skip a question. It's a practical consideration. And you accept that happen.
Well, I also feel like weirded out because I mean it's like always been taught that you should never leave anything blank to like maximize your chances of getting like even just one method mark or something.
Which is, by the way, is a very bad advice, by the way. It's one of the worst advice I've ever heard. Worse. It is very harmful instead of being practical. It's almost nonsense. Because the reality is this, if you write many, many things in chemistry, you still can get 0 marks. They never actually give you mark for effort. Oh, this guy already write very long. I should give him at least 1 mark. No. If you're wrong, they just give you 0 like that. But you spend a lot of time there. You're saying?
For chemistry, because I've seen it firsthand. Because I've done this one question that I just totally did not know, so I just started writing like
Write stuff lah, right?
yeah, just write anyhow. Then I didn't get a single one.
Yeah, but you still get 0 marks, correct?
Yeah, well,
I mean,
guess
the
it works
positive
for-
point is that you probably don't spend a lot of time doing it, right?
yeah, it's just like
It works for humanities, lah. What do you think? It works for humanities, right? You get something.
maybe mathematics as well. Like method mark may be wrong, but
Yeah, but please, in A math, I also seen people write very long, still get 0 marks, It still happen, because the first line is wrong. The first line is wrong. The other concept is correct below. Cannot give you anything. It's very sad. It's very sad. Sometimes they miss something from the reading. Sometimes they just do not do the first line correctly. Sometimes they recall out of memory, this kind of topic must do this kind. But the question flips a little bit. 0 marks. It still happens. But we're not talking about math. We're talking about chemistry. We're talking about the worst advice you and I have ever heard. I never advise my student to do everything. That's nonsense. How do I know? In uni, you don't do everything. Oh, I guarantee you, man. In uni, you never have the time to finish everything, man.
Oh.
Eben, I take it you want to go to uni. I take it. Maybe you want to go to engineering kind of thing. Can I take that for now? For now. Something like that. I guarantee you, you never have the time to do everything, man. And you can still score A. Why else is A 75%? A is never 100%. Why else is A 75%? What's the point of doing 100% if you can just do 75%, you got it all correct, and you get A? Clearly, in reality, doing everything you can does not necessarily mean you'll get A. And A doesn't mean you do everything. It just means you're 75% correct. And that is true in university. Very true. In fact, if the paper is very hard, if I can only get 65% right, I get A because everybody else is worse. Because the paper is very hard. Same thing, if the paper is easy, you get 80%, but it's never 100%. Never. I was telling your senior just now, Keston, he's also doing chemistry and physics, right? Correct. His physics is also weaker. Okay, I'm testing him on paper 2. Do you know how many percent I give him as a target for him to get A1? Do you know how many percent?
The target you give him to get A1?
Yeah. How many percent for the paper two?
We're just out of
Out of 80 marks, if you want to know. Sort of going to be out of 80 marks.
maybe like 65%.
No, that's probably B4 O level.
All right. Okay.
For A1 is 80%. A1. He's trying for it. My point is this, your senior also need to hit only 80% to get A1. That's my point. 80%. He can afford 20% mistakes. He can afford to not do 20% or to make mistakes on it. Therefore, that's for A1, that's not for B3. That's for A1. You can skip more if you're aiming for B3. My point remains the same. Don't do the hardest one. Do the most doable one for you. For now, that is still very, very true. Even your senior aiming for A1 has to do that. He cannot do everything, even though he, comes from a challenging school, which is supposed to be very smart. He comes from SST, School of Science and Technology. Yeah, the questions are very challenging and everything. He still cannot do 100%. He cannot. I mean, I've trained students, very bright one, who can reach 91%. Good for them, but not necessary. Now, Evan, I am not calling you incapable, okay? That's not what I'm doing. I'm telling you the paper is hard.
Okay.
The paper will be hard, and therefore you must choose the right questions. The paper will be hard for everybody until the end. Therefore, choose your question wisely during the exam. Okay?
Okay.
Now, my suggestion is don't do the question 9. You can practice if you want to, there'll still be benefit. But for now, your homework should be question 1 to 8. We can talk about it next week. Hopefully, we can do more questions. Kevin?
1 to 8. Okay.
Okay. Any last one?
No, it's okay. Thank you.
All right.